We need to talk about this new World War II tank game that kind of came out of nowhere. And you might be wondering what makes this tank game different, what stands out, and where it stumbles. And this game is called Call to Arms Panzer Elite. Nice. On the way. Target destroyed. Alright.
Nice.
Oh,
Anti-tank, second floor, building front left.
Roger. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, that's sharp.
Oh, shit.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. Tank.
Oh!
Oh, he's looking at me. Target destroyed.
Nice.
You guys don't know, I'm Fan Fantasy and I do cover tactical and immersive games. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe to support this channel, as I do cover similar games. And just a full disclaimer, the devs have given me some keys for free, and so I got to try it out before the game actually released. And so these are all my thoughts and my opinions, and I'm here to share with you all. Call to Arms Panzer Elite is created by Digitalmindsoft, which are known for their RTS games like Call to Arms, Men of War 1, and Assault Squad series. Along with Barbed Wire Studios, they also co-developed the Gates of Hell series. Panzer Elite is their first non-RTS game, and as you can see, it is a first-person and third-person tank combat game, featuring maps, terrains, and environments that are inspired by the historical events and battles. It's available as a single-player, co-op, and even PvP. You can control a single tank or a platoon, depending on the mission and mode. There's also destructions and physics, and later on you'll have the option to change how you want to experience this game. At the time I'm recording this, this will be released as an early access title, as more features are still in development, so take it as that. If I were to place Panzer Elite in the spectrum of tank games, where you have arcade on the left and simulator on the right, I would say it's probably more in the middle, but it's definitely more on the arcade side. Now you might be turned off already by hearing this or disappointed, but let me explain a little bit and give you my thoughts on it later, because there is some simulator elements in this game and it really depends on how you want to play it. The devs have made it very clear that this isn't a full-out tank simulator. It's not going to be like Steel Beast or IL-2 Sturmovik tank DLC, or even like Aces and Armor. You're not going to get full interiors or full fidelity features. But with that said, it doesn't mean the game is easy in terms of its gameplay. Secondly, they're not going to aim to compete with other existing World War II games like War Thunder or World of Tanks. And thirdly, the devs have made it very clear that it's not going to be a pay-to-win game. And lastly, it's not going to be a PvP-focused game, as I could see most of the effort is put in towards co-op and the single-player experience. Another thing to point out is that Panzer Elite is more of a platoon level size game where each player can control each of their own tanks, or even as a platoon depending on the game mode. So how it works is that you boot up the game, select a mission, and depending on the mission size, you can have max up to 5 players. Some missions may feature 2 or 3 players. Once you select the mission, you pick your own tank. However, each mission does have kind of like a point system where each tank and vehicle that you choose does have a cost and limit. If you over exceed that point, then you have to choose something else. So I can imagine not everyone can pick a Tiger tank, for example. The hangar screen is pretty neat, as it tells you how much ammo you have, as well as the armor platings. There is progression in the game where if you complete a mission, you can unlock more tanks and vehicles. And like I said before, you can play it on single player, and you can add AI tanks by clicking on the plus button and choosing your vehicle loadouts. These missions can be a bit of a challenge, as it's possible to drive up to an ambush and die from that. They're also quite lengthy as well too, but you can expect a good firefight and some good tank action. Now for those who are more PvP, you can play up to 6 players, so 3v3, where each of you can control a platoon of tanks. But since I'm more of a co-op and PvE focused player, I'll be focusing more on the co-op experience. If you played the Call to Arms RTS games, then you'll probably be more familiar with the HUD elements in the game here. You can control the camera by zooming in and out. You can select different rounds like APHE, HE, APCRs, and even heat. There's also different MGs that you can use on the tanks. You can also view your engine and the gear you're currently on, which is a nice little detail here. In terms of driving, it's pretty decent for what the game is. It definitely feels faster than it should be, but there's a bit of weight to it, especially when you're turning on that Panzer IV. And also the environment does react to your tank, and whenever you shoot the building with HE, it is quite dynamic in its damage. It was also surprising to be able to drive through a building and to see all of that happen. Pushing through. Ugh. Oh, bazooka! What the? The tank gunplay is pretty good for a non-full tank sim game. It does feel very satisfying to hit or even to destroy the enemy tank, and their destruction effects is a nice added bonus to that. You have to use correct rounds to be effective and efficient. Your own tank crew will actually tell you if the rounds hit or penetrated or not. There is actual infantry in the game and they can be a threat to you. And you have to watch out for those who have a bazooka, which I'll talk about more later on. The sound isn't that bad either, and I actually do like it if you were to compare it to other games like Sherman Commander or even Tank Squad. And as you can see, the graphics and the visuals are pretty good and clean. It doesn't hurt my eyes to see, especially when I have to zoom in. They did an excellent job on the environment and the overall vibes of the game, especially in this mission here. It does seem like there's only one life in the game, and if you're playing with friends and if one of your friends were to die, then that was pretty much it for them, but they can spectate. But the game does allow you to repair your tank if you have taken a hit, so I guess there's a balance of that gameplay. Given that it is an early access title, things may change, but the AI does seem to get stuck, at least your teammates, probably because the environment is pretty tight, which is one thing that I had an issue with. And I would like to see a much bigger map in the future. It is possible to manually control your AI or your platoon. You can also give them commands to follow you and change formations by pressing Z, and you can give them further orders. It's pretty much basic, and they're there and they can do damage, but they could always be improved. I also noticed that the enemy infantry seem to be way too aggressive and even too brave, as if like they're gonna banzai charge me or something. But they were way too close to us, and they need to be toned down just to be more human-like. Oh, infantry front. Oh, he's a brave one.
Oh, what is he doing?
He's a brave one. But I did notice that they were using cover and buildings, which they'll shoot from. Speaking of AI, they are also using AI in the game, which they have put down in their Steam page. But they are using AI as their game voices, which is something to note, and it can be a little bit janky and a little bit immersion breaking. But from what I understand, they are just placeholders until they can find real voice actors. Another thing I didn't like is that if you're used to the RTS, you can zoom in, and you can actually zoom in for the actual gun sights. However, I didn't really like how the gun barrel was at the bottom, especially for the Panzer IV. I don't think that was realistic, and it felt kind of off, so hopefully the devs could address that, or maybe it's a different sight from a different perspective. But for me, it just felt like it was off. The HUD does seem a little bit cluttered, and it would be nice to be able to toggle it on and off. The game looks nice, so I would rather just enjoy the environment and the gameplay and to have that option. And speaking of options, it would be nice to have it where everyone plays it in a certain mode. So like, for example, hardcore mode where everyone's HUD is turned off, no red icons, which seem to kind of break immersion, at least for me at times, and for an extra challenge. Or to have a longer repair time or no repair at all. Like I said before, there's no way to respawn if you die, so it kind of sucks if one of your teammates die in the midway of the game. So hopefully they can address some kind of balance between that or different challenges and modes. Another thing I would like to see is more combined arms action. There's already infantry on both allies and the Axis, and it would be nice to utilize them a little bit more, especially being able to command them and when we're attacking. And it just felt a little weird to not see any artillery or heavy artillery barrages on my position or on the enemy, especially how much they were utilized in World War II and even in war in general. And it does make sense that the enemy or whoever would use artillery to their advantage. It just felt more of a tank combat game than an actual combined arms warfare game. Especially when my friends and I were clearing our town, it would have been nice for the infantry to be able to clear buildings and even the corners, especially when there were a lot of AT guns around the corners. I think it'll also be nice to see more dynamic missions or even dynamic campaigns. There are historical missions that are available that you can play in, but I think having dynamic games and missions could add more gameplay to this. Or even having custom scenario missions that players can make. You can definitely create a community with that, with having their own missions that people can choose and play. And I know that the RTS games do have some mod support, so I'm not sure if they're going to add mods to this or mod features, but that's something for them to clarify on. I think my concern for this game is more so the replayability of this, and will there be a community at launch. And don't get me wrong, the game has quite a number of missions to do, but if there's no dynamic replayability or anything like that, then I can see it where people will return after an update or so. So in my opinion, I think it's important for the devs to really focus on adding replayability features or even encouraging some kind of community-made missions as soon as possible. But overall, I am quite impressed with the gameplay. I think it is a good light tank game with some simulator mechanics where you don't have to pay to win or grind as much. It has some pretty satisfying actions and the graphics and the environments are pretty. And performance-wise, I didn't have much of an issue except for maybe one crash and some lag here and there, especially when there are a lot of units in the map. But overall, it was quite a smooth experience. And don't worry, it's not an Unreal Engine game, so you don't have to worry about whether or not your PC can run an Unreal Engine game. It does look like they'll be releasing 3 editions of the game with standard, deluxe, and supporter editions. I'm not entirely too sure what the details for each of those, but it does seem like you're going to be getting skins or remodels of the tanks that you'll have to unlock later on. But the editions are there to simply support the game's development. And plus you get all the tanks by playing. If you have played their Gates of Hell games and love World War II tanks and want something that's not too heavy, then I would say, yeah, pick this up. It's probably one of those games where you come home late at night and you just want some action. This is probably a good game to get on. But like I said before, and like what the devs have mentioned, don't expect this to be a full tank simulator. It's not what the game is designed for. And since this game is still in early access, there's definitely no rush to get this game unless you really want to support the devs and their development. But if you're not really into World War II tanks and such, then maybe wait till it's fully released and maybe keep your eye on it. But like I said before, my concern is really about the content right now. I'm not too sure if there's a whole lot right now. There's definitely enough, but I don't think we'll keep players playing until whenever they release content. And it really depends on how much and how often they'll release content. I do think Panzer Elite is a fun game with friends. It might be a little bit harder for solo players. It's definitely not an easy game, nor is it super difficult where you need to draw out plans and all that. And this game is probably fun with a community if you ever want to do PvP, but let's hope they continue to expand this. I do plan on covering more of the co-op side of things, and I do want to see how the game will play out with a full crew, so do wait for more content as I'll probably release another video on this. But other than that, let me know your thoughts on this video and the game itself. Is this a game that you're gonna check out, buy, or keep an eye out on? It may not be for everyone, which is fine, but I think Panzer Elite does fall into a much lighter experience for those who, want to have something chill. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and do enjoy. Alright, I'm gonna action to the right and go in the middle.
Alright. Break over.
Yep.
Breaking off right. Behind you, don't worry.
Yep. Just waiting for you, and then we'll go.
Alright.
Alright. Oh. Shots.
Tank front.
Tank front,
Good.
right.
Got no eyes. I'm gonna keep pushing forward a bit.
Target, he's dead.
Destroyed.
Okay, waiting for you guys. I'm set. Got infantry on. Enemy tank, Stewart.
Wir sind durchgekommen.
Eyes.
He's moving.
I'm pushing to these hedgerows and get completely line of fire.
He's behind
I'm
cover.
on kind of their left flank.
Wir stoppen.
Target.
Hit. Understood.
Okay.
Ziel
Target destroyed.
ausgeschaltet.
Good hit. Another tank further in town.
Most
Nice.
destroyed. The third one by the burning vehicles next to the houses.
Got no eyes. Oh,
Ziel ausgeschaltet.
Dead.
Good shot.
I hit in
Two
the
more
front.
to the left of him.
Seen.
Zerstört. Getroffen.
Target.
Hit his turret.
Panzer zerstört.
There you go.
Got another one to the left I'm engaging.
Roger. Moving in line with you.
Kein Treffer.
Oh, 2 or 12.
Left light tank destroyed.
Guter Treffer.
Got HE.
Oh, it's a pack.
Yep. Nice.
That's the one you called out, right?
Yep.
More vehicles left.
Roger.
Seen.
Ein Schaden.
Got HE. Loading. E.
I just drove to a house.
Tank front.
Yep, tank front.
Panzerung durchbrochen.
Loading AP.
Ein Schaden.
Gotta repair soon.
More on the front right.
Yeah, I see the mark. I'm
I think
pushing
that's a
up.
Sherman. That's a Sherman into our my 12.
The pack spotted. Pack taken out.
Schuss abgeblockt. Guter Treffer.
Hit. Yeah, that's a Sherman. On
A
back.
lot of fire on him.
I'm going forward.
Reparaturen laufen.
Yeah, I'm pulling back to repair.
Copy.
All on you, Emperor.
Wir könnten uns hier
Oh!
bewegen.
Hit me again. I'm good though.
I see him.
Panzer ist bereit.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hit on the Sherman.
Oh, he is messed up.
Yeah,
More
hit
rocks
his
to it.
crew.
Moving in line. I see him.
Nice. There you go.
Good hit.
Repairing. Possible enemy on the right. I took some fire from there.
Moving in front of you,
This is
Emperor.
just the... Yeah. I think it's just the building collapsing that's giving me like... hit markers. Nope, pack spotted. Destroyed.
You would think they would rotate and try to kill you.
Yeah. Oh, Stuart.
Alright, I'll let you deal with it. It's your line of sight.
Oh, he's pulling back.
Yep.
Oh, short.
He's coming on my side. Oh, never mind. He just got owned.
Nice.
Running low on ammo.
Try pushing through the buildings. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
trying
another
to back
pack.
out of the.
Oh,
Trying to get away from that Sherman that was shooting at us, and I just like ran straight through a house.
yeah. It's really nice.
Oh, another one.
Details.
Alright, I'm resupplying. Tank right, I think?
That's a destroyed
Yeah, you can
tank.
see him.
Being shot from the front left.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Building
seen him.
between you and me.
Southeast. I got no eyes.
Yeah. Just got shot. Pulling
Readjusting.
back.
What, behind us?
Southeast.
No, southeast. I think it's another pack.
Pushing through.
Probably.
Sie sind durchgekommen.
Ugh.
No
Oh,
eyes.
bazooka! What the?
I see you shoot from this house. Oh, the whole thing collapsed on them. Crushed.
Like it. all?
Bazooka.
I think there's infantry around.
Yeah, there definitely is.
There he is, pack gun.
Ziel ausgeschaltet. Getroffen. Zerstört.
I think we did it. Captured
Nice.
the town.
Well done,
Nice.
Commander.
Oh,
The area is secure, and
We
the
did it.
mission is complete.